Hey there. So today we're going to talk about how to get massive social proof to increase conversions in your business. So this is part 3 of the 4-part series on how we built a $100 million e-commerce business. Today's episode is the secret to converting more strangers into buyers. This is absolutely going to blow your mind. Can't wait to hear what you think. Enjoy the episode. All right, so now that you understand the power of product polarizing, let's keep going. Now remember, each secret builds on the one before to help you build a thriving e-commerce business with the core on Shopify, so you're in control of your future and your profits. So keep taking notes because I'm going to walk you through the second framework that I call the social proof shortcut. So at this point, I was sold on the idea of selling off of Amazon and building the core of my business on the website that I control. But then I wondered, how the heck do you actually get people to trust and buy from it? It's not like Amazon. On Amazon, you can have like a 20-30% conversion rate, which is insane. On your website, that's not going to happen. And so how do you get somebody to go to a website, trust it, and actually pull out their credit card and give you money, as opposed to just being on Amazon where they've got all their credit cards stored, their addresses stored, and all that kind of stuff? As I was trying to figure this out, a friend of mine named Steve Gray, who's a great marketer, great e-commerce guy, was showing me the ropes of driving paid ads for traffic outside of Amazon because I was trying to figure that out all again. I built my first business with Google AdWords. Was started with SEO, then Google AdWords. Then I got so busy with Amazon, I wasn't sure how to do any paid ad stuff anymore. But even with Steve's help, I wasn't able to get it to work because nobody would buy from me on my website. But it wasn't really for a lack of trying. I read thousands of pages of copywriting material, spent over 1,000 hours writing sales copy. I bought courses, went to events, tried and learned as much as possible. I tried improving picture quality, videos, better website design, mobile-friendly optimization. I tried all kinds of click tracking, split testing, Google Analytics, session monitoring, all this kind of stuff to get people to buy, get strangers to turn into customers. Couldn't really figure it out. Then something clicked because I went to Traffic Conversion Summit, big marketing event that has been a great thing in the space. I don't know how it is now. I haven't been in a while. But years ago, it was great. It was how I first learned how to do some email marketing, other internet marketing stuff. But I attended one of these sessions years ago, and I wandered into a room that was packed, like literally standing room only, with this guy at the bottom left, Frank Kern. Old school internet marketer, still doing his thing, very funny guy. But he gave this talk that always stuck with me. He was saying that, how do you get somebody to believe something? Like if you're writing sales copy, like how do you get them to believe it? He's like, if you tell somebody in your sales copy, if you have a good headline, if you have maybe benefits, all that kind of stuff, and you tell people like, hey, I can levitate, they're going to be like BS. Like nobody's going to believe that. If they see you start floating around the room levitating, all of a sudden they're going to believe it because they have that visible, tangible proof. So that was the secret to this whole thing. Ramp up the proof. If you can prove to people that your product does what you say it does in as many ways as possible and as convincingly as possible, that's how you get it to convert. So this stuck with me for a while. Then I saw a brand finally really putting this to use. So it was this company called Snow Teeth Whitening. I came across them. They were kind of blowing up in the internet marketing space. People were talking about them. Their founder was speaking at different things, kind of friend of a friend. And so I saw them putting this into practice because if you went to their landing page at the time or even saw their ads, there was not really that great of sales copy. And the website was not really designed that well. What they had was overwhelming proof that their product was making people happy. They would have hundreds of pictures like this girl on the right, girls, guys, older, younger, all with this little light thing in their mouth, some before and afters of the teeth whitening. And so they just overwhelmed you with proof. Influencers, they had little media mentions, all that kind of stuff, every element of proof possible that would justify you paying $200 for their products where you could get another teeth whitening for $30. But they were absolutely crushing it because of that strategy of using overwhelming proof. So that's what we did when we started growing our e-commerce business. We added massive proof to our landing page. Not the best designed page by any means, but we had overwhelming proof. And then we also made some of that proof fit the product polarization. So we had some of that proof be actual doctors, dentists, chiropractors, health influencers backing up our claim that not only is this coffee good, but it's the healthiest coffee possible. So proof plus backing up our positioning. That allowed us to convert 6% of every single person, every single group of people that visited our landing page from a complete stranger into a customer. And that's what allowed us to scale extremely quickly. We went from 17K a month in January that year to, as you can see in the screenshot, 76K a month. And that's in March. That's only a few months later. And we just kept scaling from there. And our ads were basically paying for themselves. So here's what I ended up developing to make this happen. So to ramp up the social proof on your site and get it to convert way higher, first, get 5 friends to hold your product for a photo. Natural is better. Literally just a screenshot, like they're going to post this on Facebook. Little screenshot with your phone or somebody else's phone. Get 5 friends to hold up your product for a photo. You don't need their names. You don't need any of that stuff. If you have that stuff, you could put it on your page. That's great, but you don't need it. Natural is better. Then ask every new customer to give you a photo or video review. These are like gold at the beginning and really later on as well, because eventually you're going to want multiple demographics and stuff. So ask every new customer to give you a photo or video review. Then here's a little bit of a secret. Run $50 of Google AdWords, display AdWords, or a simpler option is literally just publish a premium press release. You know, some of those may be $100, $200 or so, but you publish one of those press releases, it's going to say, hey, your press release, your business, your brand was featured on all these different sites. Maybe you haven't heard of half of them. They'll be random little news sites. That's totally okay. Now you have proof that your product was seen on all these locations. So then you can take those mentions and put them on your website. That gives you another element of proof. Then contact top sites that rank for your top keywords. So when I just showed you best low acid coffee, we haven't contacted these sites in a long time. Early on, we contacted a bunch of the sites that already ranked for the stuff we wanted to rank for. And then rather than doing SEO ourselves, we just said, hey, what's it going to take to get us at the top of your site? And then we worked a deal with them. We're now at the top of their site, but it wasn't just for the traffic. It was for the screenshot. We would screenshot on whatever coffee site that we're the #1 organic coffee, #1 ranked organic coffee, according to them. We'd screenshot that, throw that on our landing page. We're building and stacking on the proof that our product is the best product possible. Then you put all of this on your product and landing pages. The more places you put this, the better. But your goal at the end of the day is to add 50+ reviews to your product or landing page, wherever you're sending strangers to. So now when they hit this page, they're like, there's no doubt in their mind. They may not want the product, they may not like your price, but there's not going to be any doubt in their mind that you have a good product and that people are happy with it. And that's usually the biggest thing you're trying to cross when it comes to converting strangers into buyers. Convincing them that you actually have a good product that does what it says it's going to do. Because most people are just so jaded. They bought garbage products. They don't trust them anymore. My wife, for example, bought at one point this rose gold razor that had all these promises of why it was so good. She used it once and it cuts her leg. And she was like, man, I'm never buying anything again from a Facebook ad. People have had those experiences. So you need this overwhelming proof, almost an obnoxious amount of proof to overcome some of that resistance. We applied this strategy. We went from 17K a month in the first year to $569,000 a month by the end of that year, largely because we were able to convince strangers who never heard of us before. We didn't have any brand recognition, didn't have any celebrities, none of that kind of stuff. Convince strangers to pull out their credit cards and buy from us because of this massive social proof. And have started showing other people this. So here's a guy who sells pet products. He's actually in his early 20s and dropped out of college to build an e-commerce business. And he's doing 30K a month right now. He's on about a $323,000 a year run rate. And that went from nothing because he was only selling on Amazon, but Amazon was kind of being annoying. He was getting issues with competitors. They were undercutting him and stuff. So he wanted to start figuring out Shopify. He's crushing it from a standing start with Facebook ads. His biggest limitation right now, and the reason he's not doing 50, 60, 80, 90, $100,000 a month is because he doesn't have enough inventory. So he's throttling his growth because of that. And so he's figuring out his cash flow things. We're working some deals and stuff, but he has basically unlimited potential to scale right now because he's converting at a 4.77% conversion rate. So that's what's possible when you apply this second secret.